Hello, I am Frazelma teaching parents. Welcome. So glad you could be with us. We are doing a series called Eye of the Parent because the eye of the parent needs to be watching at all times. So we're in the very first part of this. This is about things we need to watch at home, things we need to work on at home. We've talked about routines, having a morning routine, an afternoon routine, and a night routine. Something that is consistent so everyone in the family is on the same page. Then we talked about all tech devices, how we need to be one step ahead of the children, maybe collect the devices at a certain time of night, how we need to limit their screen time. We're going to talk this time about supervision. Now, parents should be supervising their children, almost all of the time. There is a video about supervision, and what it talks about is when the children are in your presence, then you need to be alert. You need to be awake, or you need to be present where you can watch and monitor them. Then once you hand that baton or you hand the responsibility off to someone else, then it is their responsibility to monitor the children until they get back in your hands. So we're going to talk about a few things with supervision. At home, once you tell the children they have a chore or you are telling them to do something, supervision, good supervision, is when you go and check to see, did they do it? Are they doing it? Did you tell them to do something and on the way they stopped because something great was on TV and they forgot that you told them to do something? So we're always monitoring them, inspecting, supervising. If they are supposed to be completing something, once they have completed it, you should go and inspect to see, did they do it to the best of their ability? Did they throw something together? Will you be satisfied with the job that they completed? Supervision. Even at night, most parents, many of us, wake up in the middle of the night and we go and check our children. We're monitoring them, making sure everyone is fine, they're sleeping, resting well, no one's, sick, up or somewhere they shouldn't be. That's a part of supervising. We have to monitor. We have to check. Sometimes we have to double check or triple check. But that's a part of our job as parents. We have to monitor and supervise our children. Another part of the supervision, when we go places, we need to monitor our children, supervise. So let's just say we go to a football game or a basketball game. If our 10-year-old wants to go with their friends, we have to set some boundaries. We don't just get out of the car and they go with their friends and we don't see them anymore until after the game is over. No, because you don't know what's happening with that child. You don't know if the child is in danger. You don't know if someone has hurt the child, kidnapped the child, what's going on. So the eye of the parent monitors all the time possible. All the possible time they can, we are monitoring our children. At the game, you have to give instructions. So you inform your 10-year-old or 15-year-old or whomever. please stay in the student section at the game, or please stay on the home side at the game. If you and your friends see someone that you know on the visitor side or what have you, please let me know that you want to go over there so that I have some idea of your location. We have to be like the cell phones. We need to know your location so that we can make sure you are all right or you are protected. We need to know their locations, even more so than the phones do. All right. If they're going to the concession stand, we need to know. We need to know where they are. There was a situation that I read about where a young lady went to some type of game with a friend. The friend picked her up because the young lady didn't have transportation, picked her up. They went to this game, but the driver left early and left the young lady there. So the young lady didn't have a way home. After the game, she started asking strangers if they could take her home. We're in a day and age where that's very dangerous. Any one of those strangers could have kidnapped her, could have taken her who knows where, could have raped her, could have killed her. So in our monitoring our children, please also teach them about safety. When they were toddlers, more than likely someone taught them about stranger danger. Well, we need to make sure they remember after they are teenagers that danger is still out there. Sometimes it's not just the strangers. They need to be aware of danger, and we need to monitor them. So be sure that you are watching. The eye of the parent is watching. The eye of the parent should know where your children are, or at least where they're supposed to be. And we should always try to make sure some adult, some responsible person is watching them if we cannot be present. Last part of this, wherever you allow your children to go, remember you are allowed there also. So if you allow your child to go and visit a friend, hang out for a while, you are allowed there also. That means check up on them sometimes. Show up. Uninvited. Show up to see what's going on. Wherever your children are. This is like a quote from the Bible. God says, wherever we are, there he is also. So wherever your children are, you're welcome to go because they are your responsibility. You can show up at any time. If you allow them to go with friends to the movies or to the skating rink or wherever it is, show up sometimes just to monitor and see. Your children will conduct themselves totally different if they know that you might show up to supervise, to monitor. So supervision means keeping the eye of the parent on your child, wherever they may be. It may not be your eye, literally, but it will be someone's eye that is going to contact you if anything happens, if anything is out of place dealing with your child. Only allow them to go places where there is proper supervision. Someone you've talked to. Don't just say, oh yeah, you can go to the game. There'll be some adults there. You know, they always have police security. No, because you don't know what might happen. Our supervision has to be tighter, parents. If our supervision, our monitoring is tighter, Our children won't be out on the street at midnight, 8 years old, doing whatever. Our children won't be so vulnerable to being in a gang, to do illegal and immoral things. Our children will know that we are monitoring them at all costs, at all times possible. So let us tighten up on the supervision. Children are allowed to do entirely too much with no one monitoring them. No one. That's our job, parents, to monitor them ourselves, or to make sure someone that we can talk to, some adult that we trust, that we are giving them permission to monitor our child, is watching them. We have to keep our children as safe as possible. That's all for this time. Let's tighten up on the supervision. Please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Please share this video with anybody that's raising children. You can also follow on Facebook and hopefully Instagram for Frazelma Teaching Parents. Remember, we are trying to be the best parents we can possibly be. So be honest with yourself. Try some of these things if you're not doing it. Try them. Give them a chance. Challenge yourself to do some of these things for at least 10 days to 21 days. See what happens. See if there's a difference in how your child is acting and conducting themselves. Again, I am Frazelma Teaching Parents. We are changing the world, and we're starting at your house. I am only doing what God has called me to do. Thank you so much. See you next time.